These 6 AI tools can drastically improve your ability to learn and study as a student. What's up YouTube, my name is Nathaniel, and today we're going to go over 6 AI tools, a lot of which I was using during my time in school and college, and you should as well. So without further ado, let's get right into it. First up, we have Humata. Humata is an AI tool that allows users to submit an article or a document, and after analyzing it, you can ask questions about said document. So for example, I have an article here about the Old Testament that I had to read for a class at some point. And so after logging in, you can go ahead and we can click the upload button, and we can go ahead and select the document that we would like to upload. So you can see here that our article has appeared on the right hand side, and we can go ahead and start asking it simple questions or commands. So right here, I can go ahead and ask it, summarize this document. All right. And yeah, here we go. The document discusses the Old Testament, which is the literature of ancient Israel and early Judaism preserved in the Bible. And yeah, it just goes on to explain the whole thing. We can go ahead and ask it other questions such as, what does this document say about the prophets? Here we go. So what's interesting about this is that it actually marks down what pages and where they're referenced. So you can see here that the first part of this is referenced in page 5, and if we wanted to skip to somewhere else, we can also see that it's referencing something on page 6. So we can just click on page 6 and it'll immediately teleport us to where it is referencing. I also, for example, have a set of slides in one of my classes that I had to do at some point, and in here is your pretty much standard PowerPoint presentation notes. So without going too deep into this, we can ask it things such as, what is the Turing test? And there we go. Immediately, it says, the Turing test measures the performance of an intelligent machine against that of a human being through the imitation game, trying to determine which player, A or B, is a computer and which is a human. So there you have Humata, super useful for analyzing articles or documents and an absolute essential for students. Next up we have Tome. If you don't already know, Tome is a super powerful AI that is able to turn any concept into a presentation. The way it works is it uses GPT-3 as well as DALL-E in order to create completely new images and text, and then formats it into a presentation. And so this is kind of just your homepage. But I can go over here and press create, and from here I can generate whatever I want. So I'm just gonna go over here and say create presentation about, and I'm gonna say the health benefits of calisthenics. And it's generating an outline for me. And from here, what I can do is I can just select any of the topics that I want to appear in my presentation, and the topics are going to be based on what is generated in this sort of outline prompt right here. So if I want introductions, what is calisthenics, the health benefits of calisthenics, all of this good stuff, then I can just go ahead and okay it all, and then I can continue, and it'll generate slides based on these topics. I can remove them or I can keep them, I can add them. I'm just going to keep them all as is, and you can see here that it is generating all of the text and all of the images for us right here. We now have a full presentation about the health benefits of calisthenics. Pretty good if you ask me. This is a great template. You can clearly see that it is, you know, AI generated art. I don't really know what this is, but again, one of the benefits of this is you could totally get rid of this. You could add it for whatever images you like. You can search images on the internet, or you can regenerate images using the Tome app. But I can obviously go over here and I can add another image, or I can add text, a video, I can add a table or a web link. Figma is over here also for you designers out there. So if you are someone who makes presentations for, say, a class or a project, then this AI is a perfect place to start. But clearly, based on our tests and some of our demonstrations, you shouldn't be completely relying on this AI for everything, and you should proofread everything that it says. Third is Rytr, an AI writing assistant. Rytr is an AI tool that allows users to write professional emails, articles, blogs, descriptions, and so much more at the click of a button. All you have to do is give Rytr a prompt, and out comes a professionally formatted blob of text of your choosing. Alright, so now that we're in Rytr, we can go ahead and take a look at what's available to us. Over here on the left hand side, we can see that there's a bunch of different options, including copy, image, and chat, but today we're just going to focus on copy. We can see that there's a bunch of different prompts that it gives us, including select the language, the tone, the use case, and the keywords and such like that. We can go ahead and select it. Let's just say, for example, that we want to write an email to our professor about getting an extension on an assignment. We're going to select the tone to be formal, and we're going to choose a use case to be email. In the key points, this is where we would add our prompt, and so I can just say something kind of like, hello, professor, I am sick, can I receive an extension and thank you. And from right here, yeah, so these are our key points. This is all the things that we want it to basically say, and we can allow it to generate an email around these key terms. So hello professor, I am sick. Can I receive an extension, and thank you. Pretty much that's the core of what we want our email to be. We can select the number of variants. I'm going to just select 2 variants, so it's going to generate 2 different copies of this email, and I'm just going to leave this as default for optimal, and I'm going to allow it to write for me. Here we go. And yeah, it generated 2 different emails for us. We can select from either of these emails, and we can now write our email based off of this. This also works for a number of different use cases, not just emails. If, for example, you wanted to write a blog, you wanted to write a cover letter or a job description or an ad, or even if you're a YouTuber, you can write any description or something along those lines. This is a tool where I would use it as a template and make changes if needed. If you use this tool, don't forget to proofread anything that it generates for you, especially if it's something important. But regardless, this is a great tool to use at your disposal. Next, we have Otter.ai. Otter.ai is a super easy transcription AI that records everything that was said during a Zoom meeting and saves it for your later use. With Otter.ai, you can simply invite Otter to join your Zoom meeting, and it'll automatically transcribe everything that is said, including capturing important images or screenshots. During the meeting, you are able to go and highlight important notes as well as comments for your later reference. And after the Zoom meeting, Otter will compile everything into notes and send you an email with all the important details. Otter.ai is offered for free on Chrome, iOS, and Android, and offers free paid tiers alongside the free tier if you need extra features. If you're someone who attends online classes or meetings, then this AI is an absolute necessity. Fifth, we have Quillbot. For those of you guys who don't know, Quillbot is an AI that allows you to rewrite or paraphrase a chunk of text. So in Quillbot, there is a few different options that we can mess with. There aren't too many. And over here in modes, between standard and fluency, these are the 2 different free writing styles that we can choose from. So I'm going to choose between the 2 of them. I'm going to choose fluency. Over here at synonyms, there's a sliding scale of basically how much change we want there to be between original content and the paraphrase content. So right now it's set at 1 bar, but I'm going to go ahead and slide it 1 more. So I have a pre-selected text over here that I'm just going to copy. This is from the passage about the Old Testament earlier, and I don't have to do anything from here. I can go ahead and just click paraphrase. Right off the bat, it looks a little bit visibly different. It's shorter, its synonyms have been changed out for a lot of the words that were originally used. And so yeah, we can go in here and we can see that it reads, it's the same exact content, but it reads a little bit different. And we can go in here and we can actually select any of these words or phrases, and we can switch them out for something different. So I can literally just go in here and change it up, and now we have a completely different paraphrase couple of sentences than we started with. We can go ahead and copy this and paste it wherever we need it to be. This can be super useful if you are writing a paper or an essay and you want to change how the paper sounds, or if you're just trying to avoid AI detection software. Lastly, we have Google Bard. Now, I'm sure at this point you guys are all familiar with ChatGPT. You may have even heard or used Google Bard at some point. Well, in my opinion, Google Bard is the far superior choice for students for a number of different reasons, but the main one being that Google Bard actually has access to the internet. Alright, so over here I have Google Bard and I also have ChatGPT just side by side, and as we know, Bard can essentially do anything that ChatGPT can do. So if I go over here and I go to ChatGPT and I say write a song about, I don't know, peanuts and Doritos, it will go ahead and write a song about peanuts and Doritos. And if I take the same exact prompt and I copy into Bard, Bard will do the exact same. So yeah, here we go. Completely original by Bard and ChatGPT. I can also ask ChatGPT to say, code a portfolio website using HTML and CSS. Here we go. A complete website that is being coded by ChatGPT using HTML and CSS. And I can go ahead and copy this prompt and we can type it into Bard, and it will basically again do the same exact thing. And yeah, here we go, another complete website that is coded using HTML and CSS by Google Bard. But where the difference lies is that, again, ChatGPT is not connected to the internet where Google Bard is. So if I go and go to ChatGPT and I say tell me about some recent world events, and here we go. So ChatGPT is saying that, you know, it doesn't have access to the internet and its knowledge is cut off at September 2001, so it can't generate that. Whereas if I take the same exact prompt and I type it into Google Bard, and there we go, Google Bard has a short list of a bunch of recent events recent world events. It's even given me some recent world events as late as June 22nd, 2023. And would you look at that? Today is June 22nd, 2023. So literally events that happened today, Google Bard is reporting about it to me. So that's pretty neat. I think though, where the cool applicability of this lies for students is, say for example, I wanted to do research about an article or a scholarly article. So if I go over here and I just go to Google Scholar, I can go to Google Scholar and I don't know, I can pick a random topic such as drones, and I can click on this, copy this title, and I can go ahead and ask ChatGPT, what is the article titled about? As we see right here, it doesn't have access to the internet, and yeah, so we see right here that ChatGPT doesn't have access to these articles, so we can't use it. Whereas Google Bard, if I take the same exact prompt, I can go ahead and paste it over here, and here we go. The same exact prompt, Google Bard is able to give me a comprehensive overview of what it's about. If I am doing research on this topic, if I'm doing research on this article, I can ask it other questions as well. These are just some of the few amazing AIs that are available to students today. With just a little bit of time and mastery, you can use these tools in order to learn faster and study harder. If you guys enjoyed the video and you guys would like me to make another list of some AI tools, then be sure to let me know in the comments. That's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.